2025 Southwest Kiln Conference is going on. Today is Saturday, so that's the day that we fire. Today is when all the real activity starts, Saturday morning, and we've got a bunch of firings going on. And we actually have more firings going on again tomorrow. So let me show you what's going on, and we're going to talk to some of the people that are firing, and we'll see what we can learn. This is the largest firing of the conference, also the one that will take the longest. This is the trench kiln firing. And at this stage, they're just doing the primary fire, which means they're building a bed of coals and preheating the pottery. Let's see how many firings we have going on here today. We have the big trench kiln back here. We've got Wes firing with coal over here. We've got Angela and Dawn firing their pottery over here. I think Kyle's got a firing going on here, but it doesn't look like there's anything there. Let's look at that. Okay, I guess he was just setting this up, and he's not actually going to do the firing until tomorrow. So we'll look forward to seeing that later. Okay, I have another firing going on here with, is that right? There's one pot, Pat, being fired here?
Yeah.
One small pot. And one here. How many pots in this firing, Marissa?
Probably about 4 or 5, 6.
Okay. So you're firing with coal?
I am. This is a traditional thing. I hope he used coal way before white folks showed up. And I was told that they actually had dug out 30,000 tons of coal over the years. Of course, they used it not only for pottery, but for heating and stuff too.
Sure, cooking maybe even.
Yeah, so this is as traditional as I can do, and hopefully it'll have a good outcome.
Okay, and how long will this burn?
It'll take all day. I'm hoping I can pull these pots out before sundown, but sometimes people leave it for even 24 hours. It'll still be burning, have some heat tomorrow morning.
Cool.
And the pots I have are traditional pots as well. One is kind of a sitkyatki style, and the other is jettido. And so if I get a good hot fire, I hopefully will have a good outcome.
Cool. Looking forward to seeing the outcome.
Me too, absolutely. Thank you.
No, I haven't bought it. It's in a gallon.
Just the 2 pieces?
No, I've got 3 bowls of salt.
Gotcha.
Who's the kiln boss over here?
Me.
Okay, and this is Marissa, and is this your first firing, Marissa?
It is. This is my first firing. I always make you fire every day.
You learn from the best though, right?
I do. I really do.
The preheating at the trench kiln goes on for hours just to make sure there's no moisture left in any of this pottery before it goes into the kiln. At last year's conference, we didn't have enough firewood. So this year we overcompensated and collected way more firewood than we needed.
Yeah, it'll pick up speed. But I think it's okay now. It's not going fast.
Yeah, that's
We've been doing this about an hour? No. Yeah.
It's not about time, it's about temperature.
Temperature, yeah.
You can do it in 10 minutes if you get the temperature up high. Pots, cover sherds, lump charcoal, and then you put some wood on top of that.
Yeah, just to make sure it gets
Get it to
around.
burn good, yeah.
I know that wood will burn away in the charcoal.
Very nice.
You had me charmed when your song rang true.
Okay, so how long has the pot been in here? Do you know?
Since about
It's been close to an hour now.
Okay.
What time
It's still super hot.
That's side of the road?
Did you see what the pots are?
No. This has been
going since we got here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty hot in there, huh?
It's getting hot. I think it burned a few hairs.
Yeah, see. If that were.
The ones on that side.
You know what?
I couldn't get you.
You want to just call it?
I think we call it.
All right.
Just
That's good.
I'm gonna move all my fuel.
Now begins the extremely hot and arduous job of loading the trench kiln. So first, kiln furniture. That is, pieces of bricks and stones are placed on top of the hot coals. Then the pottery is stacked on top of that kiln furniture, mostly upside down. Once all the pottery is loaded, then cover sherds, that is, broken bits of pottery or pieces of ceramic that are made specifically for this task, are stacked over the top of the pottery to protect it from the fuel that's going to go above it. And then this is allowed to sit and heat for quite a period of time until the fuel is finally loaded on top of that. This is what's called the secondary fire. This is the fire that's going to actually turn that clay into ceramic. Once a large quantity of wood is in place, it's just allowed to burn, and this will burn for quite a while until it's all coals, and then it will be smothered.
The brings here is kind of drying the clay a little bit.
But anyway, so you're welcome to feel, after she does her demonstration, you guys can start touching the clay and some of these things. So this is pretty much how you start.
So what I'm doing is just puddling my shape, and then I will roll some more clay out into coils, blend it in, and then puddle that.
Once that trench kiln has burned completely down to coals, then it's smothered with earth. This will keep the oxygen away from the pots while they cool. That way you get nice, crisp whites and black blacks. And this will be left until tomorrow morning when they'll open it up and see how the pottery came out.
You're rolling it, and the other hand you're rolling it the other way. And when you do that, it'll start to kink up, and then if you give it any slack, and it'll pop over by itself.
I guess I'm gonna go on to try and show you some of the mason, mixing the mason stains, and then into the color.
Potassium isn't that in the same color? Or is it lithium potassium?
So I'm happy with that.
I like the blush on that.
It's interesting, isn't it? How it's around here, but it's not on the top.
And that was upside down in the firing?
It was right side up.
It was right side up, okay.
But
Very interesting.
see the bottom side,
Yeah.
there was a sherd here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think lithium is
Hydrogen, helium.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Thank you.
Like the pear.
very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Upside down.
But there's some little cracks in it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's a good day today. Well, the paint is a chocolate brown. It's at Hopi nodules.
This video starts on Saturday morning. That's when the firing started. That's when the real action of the conference takes place. But the conference itself really started way back on Thursday morning. So real briefly, let me show you what we were up to Thursday and Friday. On Thursday morning, we met to collect firewood, and we had a lot of volunteers to help, so it went really fast, and we got about 3 truckloads of wood by like 10:30. Thursday afternoon, we came out and dug the trench kiln. And again, lots of volunteers, lots of help. It went really easy and nobody had to work too hard. Friday morning, we got together and listened to presentations. We had presentations from a variety of different experts. We had an archaeologist who talked about the prehistory of the Safford Valley. We had potters talking about trying to recreate certain styles or how they use different materials. So it was very comprehensive and interesting. And then we also took a tour of the Mills collection, which is this huge collection of prehistoric pottery that they have at Eastern Arizona College. After that, we went out and collected clay at 2 different locations in the valley, and that was great too, and a lot of people got to take home some really nice clay from the Safford area. So far in the video, I've caught you right up to Saturday evening. The trench kiln is smothered, the demonstrations are done, all we had to do at this point was eat dinner and go home and rest. But Sunday morning, we got an early start on firing some more pottery. Okay, this is the second day of the kiln. No, this is the third. This is the third day of the kiln conference. This is the second day of firing at the conference. So we fired a lot of stuff yesterday. We did the big trench kiln. That's the smothered kiln yesterday morning. And then today we're going to do most of the oxidized firing. So most of the surface firing is going to happen today because those are very short. They only take maybe an hour, hour and a half. And so we can get those done pretty quickly. And then we'll open that trench kiln and we'll see how that went. So we should get all of this done by, 11 o'clock this morning. We've got actually, I think, 4 fires going today. I've got one, Amy's got one, Craig's got one, and then Kyle's doing one just for his big pot because he brought a big special pot. So I'll show you those, and then we'll try to follow one of these firings through from beginning to end. All of these surface firings follow pretty much the same procedures. And so, although I'm going to show you bits and pieces from all of these surface firings, I'm going to follow Amy's firing all the way through. That way I can kind of tell you the different steps that are going on here. So here's Amy's firing. This is the primary fire. We're building up a bed of coals. We're preheating those pots. We're rotating the pots so that they can warm all the way around. Once that's done, they're carefully stacked over the fire, on top of kiln furniture, above the coals, stacked so that there's plenty of air circulation because that's how they heat up. And then finally, the wood is stacked over the top of the pottery and it's let burn. As you watch this video and you see all the different kinds of firings that are going on at the Kiln Conference, you come to understand how little you actually know. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me or anybody, I think. You know, no matter how much experience you have with firing, there's a lot that goes into firing and there's a lot of nuances to it. And so there's always something to learn, no matter how long you've been doing it. And you can see here we've got all different kinds of firings and different people taking different approaches, but they're all successful in their own way. So there's always something to learn. Now, if you're one of those people, like a lot of the people that were at the conference, who have a lot of experience firing in an electric kiln, but don't know very much about firing outdoors or in a surface firing, then I've got a really great class you should check out. It's called Outdoor Pottery Firing 101, and in that I explain not just the hows about how to go about firing pottery in an outdoor surface firing, but also the whys. I explain some of the science behind it and some of the reasons we do what we do. I think it's pretty good and comprehensive and at an affordable price. So I'll put the link here on the screen and down in the doobly-doo, and you can go check out that online masterclass I have, Outdoor Pottery Firing 101, which is a great way, especially if you didn't make the Kiln Conference, of kind of getting up to speed and getting started with outdoor pottery firing. Meanwhile, they're starting to open up that trench kiln, pulling back the earth, pulling off those cover sherds. At this point, Amy's fire is fully engulfed, going good. They're starting to pull the pots out of the trench kiln and see what they've got. Amy's fire continues to burn down until it's just a pile of coals over that pottery. Here's all the pots that came out of the trench kiln firing. Real nice. People are starting to pick them up. Appreciate what they got out of there. Meanwhile, here is my firing. This is that little Salado firing I did. Just 3 pots in this one. Here's the trench kiln, all empty. This is Amy's firing, still cooling. They haven't opened it up yet. This is Kyle's firing, also still cooling.
Kyle, how long are we going to wait here? Directional towards the... Make a little trough to feed into it.
Yeah, yours is incredible.
Well,
I've wanted to try one of those Chacoan pitchers for a long time.
This one's actually beeweed because I was painting these and that's what I
the color
had.
looked almost the same as my mesquite paint. Drop it in there. That's a nice little haul. Okay, Amy has started pulling pots out of her firing. That's what that looks like. Craig is still letting his cool. He's being a little more cautious there. And everybody's just kind of milling around, picking up their pots, waiting for their pots to be cool enough to touch. And then the only thing left is the group photo. Money! So we gather together, take that group photo, and people take off right after that. Except, of course, for Kyle and Craig, who still haven't opened up their firing. So here's Kyle's. Remember, he fired that one big pot, and it came out great. It has a small crack in the bottom, but other than that, really beautiful firing. And then here's Craig's firing after he opened that up. Again, really good firing. Everything came out great. 11 o'clock in the morning, it's all done. Everybody's gone. People have gone back to their homes or heading for the airport. So we got an early start. We started about 6:30, 6:45 out here on some of those surface firings. They showed up maybe 9:30 to start opening up the trench kiln, and by 10:30 we were done. Everybody was starting to pack up. So all quiet until next year when we do this again, and next year it's going to be up near Farmington, New Mexico, so up in northwestern New Mexico. I appreciate you watching today. I'll catch you next time.